All right, so that's quite unfortunate for the farmers who have been affected. We just want to shift focus to other matters right now and evaluate what exactly is exciting Kenyans on the social media channels. And I'm joined by Raymond Muthe from the Standard Digital Desk just to bring us up to speed with what's exciting Kenyans. Ray, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Jesse?
I can't complain. Last time you were here, you said you come with the rain. Unfortunately, it hasn't happened this time round. Huh?
I kind of felt you bring this up. I don't know why. I felt it from afar. I thought you'd spare me.
Innate intuition. Anyway, let's shift focus to what is exciting Kenyans. And I'd like to begin with that photo op from State House because it definitely speaks a lot. A picture speaks 1,000 words.
Yeah.
And just recently, President William Ruto met the expelled ODM MPs, or rather the rebel members of parliament from the ODM party.
Yeah.
What exactly are Kenyans talking about after seeing those photos?
I think Kenyans are speculating that there could be something that is coming up in the parliament, maybe for which the president needs more support. Of course, he has the majority, and his MPs are the majority in MPs allied to his coalition are the majority in parliament. But we've seen him really holding tightly to Felix Oduor, of course, the MP for Langata, Professor Tom Ojienda, and really all those people who are expelled, the members of parliament who are expelled from ODM, expelled in quotes because the political parties dispute tribunal gave them a reprieve after terming it illegal and procedural. But the ODM also has gone to the National Assembly to accuse the Speaker of taking sides.
Okay, this is interesting. It's almost as if they're telling the ODM party mtadu, you know? But anyway, if a picture could only speak, we'd know what exactly they were talking about, but I'm pretty sure it's matters development. As they've always argued, they will work with the government of the day due to development. Apart from that, let's shift focus to matters taxes. I understand there might be new taxes coming our way in terms of salaried Kenyans. What exactly should we expect?
There's something called the medium-term revenue strategy. This is a document that was released by the National Treasury, which is said it is meant to improve some of the areas that are lagging behind in terms of revenues. And they've proposed there's a proposal that a tax be implemented on non-education services being offered in schools to reduce inequality. Since outside schools, these same services are being taxed VAT. Now, of course, the one that has gotten the Kenyans talking online is the swimming service, which is provided for by a few schools here and there in Kenya. And people are now asking whether the government is implementing swimming tax. There's a lot of reactions around this. You know, there's people who are asking whether, actually, I think the tweet should be pulled up now. There's someone who was asking whether the government is going to tax politicians who are swimming in money, which I found very, very hilarious.
Yeah.
Of course, Kenyans are reacting. There's a lot of proposals in this particular medium-term revenue strategy. There's a proposal to increase VAT from 16 to 18% to match with Tanzania and Uganda. And then there is also an intention to review exemptions, taxes exemptions, and zero rating, you know, just to try and improve revenue collection. Of course, the government has been very stringent on matters tax and, you know, revamping the KRA to, you know, see to it that revenue is collected as should be.
Well, we definitely hope the collection targets are met by the Kenya Revenue Authority, KRA, but equally the accountability aspect should be looked at by the government. It's okay to pay taxes, but where is the money going to? I hope it goes to the intended purposes. All right, so apart from that, let's talk about something that made JKIA hit the headlines. And it's unfortunate news because on September 6th, we saw reports from the DCI highlighting that there might be smuggling through the JKIA that's happening. What more do we know?
Pretty much that's just all we know. The DCI released, there's a statement here, I'm going to read it, and it says that the above matter refers, of course, the smuggling of people to other countries through JKIA. This office has noted with a lot of concern that people are being smuggled in and out of the country through Jomo Kenyatta International Airport with the assistance of airport staff, which is the NPS, Kenya Airports Authority personnel. And the statement really is referring to the claims that there are people who are being smuggled out of the country secretly to other countries. Of course, Kenya has been one of those places that people have been seeking greener pastures abroad. So this is coming at a time also when there's been a lot of talk about, you know, job scandals and scholarships, all manner of things relating to Kenyans going abroad. So we wait rather to see what happens and whether the DCI will be able to come out and, you know, point out a few people here and there who have been involved in this. But it is something that is developing, and it is also something that we have our eyes on. We wait to see what the DCI will come up with from this.
Well, it's quite concerning news right there in terms of the porous borders. We well know of the issues we faced in the northern region, but JKIA, an international airport, being used to smuggle people, that's quite unfortunate. I hope we finally find answers as to who, what, where, why, and how.
Yes.
Okay, so I came across news touching on the former TV personality, Esther Arunga, and the former husband, that's Quincy Timberlake.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's pleaded guilty. What exactly was this case about?
So Quincy Timberlake, who's also a former presidential candidate, by the way, is husband of former media personality Esther Arunga. Remember, their son, Sinclair Timberlake, had died in mysterious circumstances, and Esther Arunga, upon questioning, said that the son had passed on after hard fall, probably in the stairs. But later came out to say that withdrew that statement and saying that the husband, through Quincy through Sinclair is the son, threw him on the wall and stamped him on the stomach. Now, this particular statement was also consistent with the autopsy report. And then now, Quincy has pleaded guilty to this to murder charges. There was initial confusion, a little bit confusion, because there was manslaughter charges being preferred, and then there was murder charges as well. So, but Quincy has pleaded guilty and is scheduled to be sentenced on the September the 29th. And this comes at a time when Kenyans were really irate about this whole story, because there was a lot of confusion between who is guilty, who's not, and what's not happening with this story. Esther Arunga was very popular in Kenya back in the day. That's around mid-2012 to around 2014 when this whole saga happened. And we are waiting to see how Kenyans react to this. Of course, there's a few reactions here and there. People are lauding the justice system for really cracking the whip on this particular issue. We wait to see how the court process will unfold on this one, but it has been on the corridors of justice for very, very long.
Well, finally, the wheels of justice grind, and they seem to be grinding to a conclusion in this particular matter. And it's quite unfortunate when children